Maybe you're sitting there thinking, but I'm just ordinary. I'm not special. I struggle to pay bills. I get frustrated in traffic. I worry about my kids. I feel disconnected most days. How can someone like me experience God consciousness? Maybe you're the single parent working 2 jobs, wondering how you'll make rent. Maybe you're the person lying awake at 3 a.m., worried about your marriage, your health, your future. Maybe you're the one who feels like you're failing at everything: parenting, relationships, life itself. Maybe you're sitting in your car in the parking lot before work, taking a deep breath and whispering, "God, please help me get through this day." Maybe you're the one who's prayed the same prayer in 100 different ways. God, help me change what I can change and let go of what I cannot control. I'm Harmony Zeba, and I want you to know that I see you. I've been exactly where you are, feeling ordinary, struggling with life's challenges, wondering if there's something more. For years, I searched for God consciousness in all the wrong places, thinking it was reserved for the spiritually gifted. Today, I'm going to share what I've discovered about finding the divine in the most unexpected place: your beautifully ordinary life. What I'm about to tell you will shift everything. God consciousness isn't for the special few. It's not for monks on mountaintops or people who have their lives figured out. It's for you, the parent juggling work and family, the person struggling to make ends meet, the soul who feels lost sometimes. Neuroscientist Dr. Andrew Newberg at the University of Pennsylvania has spent decades studying the brains of people during prayer and meditation. His research shows that when ordinary people, not spiritual masters, just regular folks, engage in heartfelt prayer, their brains light up in the same areas associated with profound states of connection and peace. Your kitchen table prayers are creating the same neural patterns as a monk's meditation. God consciousness is found in your life, exactly as it is right now. You know these prayers. You've whispered them in desperation, in gratitude, in the quiet moments when no one else is listening. God, help me change what I can change, and give me peace with what I cannot control. This prayer, found in Islam, Christianity, and countless spiritual traditions, is God consciousness in action. God, I cannot do this alone. The most honest prayer ever spoken. God, help me be patient with my children today. Every parent's morning prayer. God, help me see this person with love instead of anger. The prayer that transforms relationships. God, show me what you want me to learn from this struggle. The prayer that turns pain into wisdom. God, help me trust that everything will work out. The prayer of surrender when life feels impossible. These aren't just prayers. They're moments of God consciousness. Every time you've reached beyond yourself for strength, wisdom, or peace, you've touched the divine. You may not have recognized it, but these sacred moments have been touching your life in the most ordinary ways. You know that feeling when unexplained peace washes over you during ordinary moments. Washing dishes, watching sunrise, holding a sleeping child. You know that intuitive knowing that whispers the exact words someone needs to hear, or guides you to call a friend who needed to hear your voice. You know that spontaneous compassion that fills your heart for a stranger in the grocery store, or when you find yourself loving your spouse despite their annoying habits. You know that sense of being guided by something greater that moves through your day. The perfect timing when you find a parking spot just when you're running late. The phone call that comes exactly when you need encouragement. You know when strength appears when you thought you had none left, like when your sick child needs you at 2 a.m. and somehow you find the energy to comfort them. You know when words come when you don't know what to say, like when your friend is grieving and somehow you know exactly what they need to hear. You know when patience emerges in impossible moments, like when you're about to lose it with your teenager, and and something stops you, helps you breathe, helps you respond with love instead of anger. God consciousness isn't found despite your struggles, it's found through them. When you choose kindness, even though you're exhausted, that's God consciousness. When you keep going, even though you want to give up, that's God consciousness. When you forgive, even though you're hurt, that's God consciousness. When you trust, even though you can't see the way forward, that's God consciousness. When you love, even though it's difficult, that's God consciousness. Every single day, in 1,000 small ways, God consciousness flows through your ordinary life. Now let me show you how to recognize it, cultivate it, and live from this sacred awareness, even when life gets messy. You've been looking for God in the wrong places, not in churches or spiritual retreats or perfect moments, but in the mess of your real life. God consciousness lives in the patience you find when your child asks why for the 100th time. It lives in the moment you choose kindness when you're exhausted. It lives in the way you keep going when everything feels impossible. It lives in the love you feel for your family, even when they drive you crazy. It lives in the small acts of service you do without thinking. You think you're not spiritual enough because you've been told spirituality looks a certain way. You think you need to meditate for hours or never get angry. You believe God consciousness requires perfect circumstances. You've compared your inside struggle to others' outside appearance. But here's the revolutionary truth. Your ordinary struggles are your spiritual practice. Every challenge you face, every moment of choosing love over fear, every time you get back up after falling down, this is God consciousness in action. You don't need to become someone else. You need to recognize the divine that's already living through you. Let me give you some practical ways to live from God consciousness, starting with your morning. You don't need an hour. You don't need perfect silence. You need 3 minutes. Before your feet hit the floor, take one grateful breath. Thank you, God, for another day. Set your heart. Help me love well today. Ask for strength. I can't do this alone, and I don't have to. In the shower, let the water wash away yesterday's stress while you say, God, flow through me today. During coffee or breakfast, name 3 things you're grateful for. Even if it's just, I'm breathing, I have this moment, I am loved. Now, let me show you how to find God in daily frustrations. Traffic jams become prayer time. Difficult people become your teachers. When someone cuts you off in traffic, instead of anger, God, help me respond with love, even if you don't feel it. When your boss is impossible, offer a silent prayer. God, help me see the hurt behind their behavior. When kids are melting down, breathe and think, God is teaching me patience through this little human. When money is tight, God, I trust that I have what I need for today. The secret is this: you're not trying to feel different immediately. You're practicing seeing differently, which slowly changes everything. Let me show you how to transform your relationships through God consciousness. Every person in your life is God in disguise, even the difficult ones. With your spouse or partner, see their struggles instead of just your frustration. Ask, how can I love this person better today? Practice thanking God for one thing about them daily. With your children, remember their souls having a human experience too. When they're difficult, God, help me parent from love, not exhaustion. See their behavior as communication, not manipulation. With difficult people, they're fighting battles you know nothing about. Send a silent blessing. God, heal whatever is hurting in this person. Protect your energy while sending love. Your job becomes holy when your heart is engaged. Any job can be sacred service. Cleaning becomes creating beauty and order. Customer service becomes offering kindness to stressed people. Teaching becomes nurturing young souls. Healthcare becomes being God's healing hands. Corporate work becomes providing for your family. Transform your workday by starting with, God, use me to bring light to this place. See difficult customers or coworkers as people who need patience. Do excellent work as an offering to God. Take breaks to breathe and reconnect. When work feels meaningless, remember, you're not just doing a job. You're practicing love, patience, service, and responsibility. These are sacred practices. This is when you need God consciousness most, and when it feels most impossible. When you're barely surviving, God consciousness isn't about feeling peaceful all the time. It's about knowing you're not alone in the darkness. God, I can't see the way, but I trust you're here with me. In grief and loss, God consciousness holds space for your pain. God, my heart is broken, hold me. Allow yourself to be human while staying connected to something larger. During financial stress, God, I'm scared, but I choose to trust. Look for small provisions and unexpected help. Practice gratitude for what you do have. With health challenges, your body is sacred, even when it's struggling. God, be my strength when I have none. Find meaning in your struggle by helping others. When you can't control outcomes, practice divine surrender. God, I give this to you. Focus on what you can control, your response, your love, your next right action. Trust that you're being guided, even when you can't see how. Let me give you some simple practices that will change everything. The 3-breath reset. Anytime you feel stressed, disconnected, or overwhelmed, breathe once and think, God is here. Breathe twice and think, God is in me. Breathe 3 times and think, God is working through me. Sacred pauses throughout your day. Before meals, thank you, God, for this food and the hands that prepared it. In lines or while waiting, secret prayers for the people around you. Before sleep, God, I release this day to you. The gratitude practice for real people, not just I'm grateful for my family, but I'm grateful my kids are healthy enough to make noise. I'm grateful I have problems that mean I'm alive and engaged with life. I'm grateful for indoor plumbing. Seriously, ask these sacred questions throughout your day. How can I bring more love to this moment? What is God trying to teach me through this situation? How can I serve in this interaction? One day you realize you're not practicing God consciousness, you're living it. The shift happens when you automatically respond with patience instead of anger. When you see struggles as growth opportunities. When you feel connected to something larger, even in difficult times. When love becomes your default response. When you trust the process of your life. God consciousness doesn't make you perfect. It makes you present. It doesn't solve all your problems. It changes how you walk through them. You'll still have bad days and difficult emotions. You'll still face real challenges and stress. You'll still make mistakes and need forgiveness. You'll still feel human and imperfect. But you'll also feel held by something larger than yourself. You'll find meaning in ordinary moments. You'll respond from love more often. You'll trust that you're exactly where you need to be. God consciousness isn't something you achieve. It's something you remember. It's not a destination. It's a way of traveling. You don't have to become someone else. You just have to become more of who you already are. A beloved child of God, here to love and be loved. As we end our time together, I want you to know that the God consciousness we've talked about isn't waiting for you somewhere in the future. It's here, now, in this moment. It's in your next breath, your next heartbeat, your next opportunity to choose love. Your invitation for today, choose one practice we've shared, just one. Maybe it's the 3-breath reset, or saying thank you before meals, or asking, how can I love better in your next interaction? Remember, you are already connected to God. Your ordinary life is sacred. Small practices create profound change. You don't have to be perfect to experience the divine. Go gently into your day, knowing that God is not only with you, God is as you, loving through you, living through you, blessing the world through your beautiful, ordinary, sacred life. If this message touched your heart and you'd like more practical wisdom for living consciously, please subscribe to Mindful Plains and share this video with someone who needs to hear that they're already enough, already connected, already blessed. Together, we're remembering that the ordinary is sacred and that God consciousness lives in every moment of our beautifully human lives. Until next time, may you recognize the divine in everything you do.